have a special guest joining me today on Primetime Local News. Callum Kerr is here. Callum, thank you so much for joining me.
Hey, pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about your career and what you've been up to lately. For those who might not know who you are a country singer. I mean, you have acting and other things, modeling in your background too, but your most recent passion, I guess, is country music. So tell me a little bit about your background and how you got to this point where you decided you wanted to make country music and make a go of it as being a musician.
So I've been a fan of country music for quite a while now, and in the acting world, I booked a job playing a country musician. And while I was doing that, even though I was pretending, I was thinking this is actually quite a cool lifestyle, and it'd be my favorite genre for quite some time. And while I was filming that, it was called Monarch. I think you can still see it on Hulu if you're in the States. It might be down now, but we did a season, and it was one of the best acting jobs I've ever done. And I met a lot of people from Nashville who were all in the country music scene, and from there I went and visited them in Nashville, and then kind of started writing with them, making music, and I just thought once I was there, there's nothing else I'd rather do than make country music and perform it and write it, and yeah.
Well, I want to talk about a couple of the latest songs. You have Tamed by Tennessee, which is a collaboration, and also Tequila Therapy, which, when you listen to the lyrics, traditional country songs, we've got some alcohol in there, some broken hearts, and some love. So tell me a little bit about these two songs in particular and the writing process and how they came to be the songs that you wanted to release.
So Tequila Therapy was one of the first songs I'd written when I got to Nashville, and there's a lot of people that you meet in Nashville around town, and they say, "Oh, yeah, I'm a musician," and you say, "Where can I hear your music?" And they say, "Oh, well, I'm still working on my first record." And so, you can end up spending years working on your first one. So Tequila Therapy it was one of the first ones I'd written, but I just wanted to have something out there so that when I told people I was a musician, I could say, "Yeah, there you go. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music," and that kind of established the official career choice. And obviously Tequila, Broken Heart, very country standard. But it was just kind of my own take on it. And my first attempt at writing something, I started it on my own, and then I was showing it to a friend, Justin Love, who's a writer here in town, and he helped me finish it off. Um, and it was basically like my favorite song that I'd written when I first moved here. So I released it, and then it took a while to kind of get around to the next one. There was a couple of opportunities with record deals and working with different companies, and none of it worked out. They were all pretty unfavorable for the artist, aka me. So I was like, I don't want to sign a deal and then kind of be locked in that. So me and my friend Chris Andrucci decided to put out Tamed by Tennessee, but this time just do it, again, completely independently, but really push it hard on social media. So we used TikTok and Instagram, um, and it seems to be quite popular, doing pretty well so far. So
So
we're very happy.
where do you go from here now, Callum? Are you working on a full album? Are you looking at closer, I guess, to getting a deal? Or are you going to stay independent, or where are you at now with the career status?
If the right deal came along, I'm never opposed to it. But right now, I'm enjoying being independent. All the income that I get from streaming comes right to me. I don't have to split it off with anyone, apart from Chris, because we're 50-50 in that one song, Tamed by Tennessee. But if the right deal came along, I'd think about it. Right now, I've got a huge number of songs that are basically just sitting in my library, and now it's just time to start producing them and getting them out. So my plan is 3 songs in the next couple of months, and then as just loads more after that. I think the more the merrier, but we'll see how it goes with juggling everything else. I also just launched a Patreon page called Cal's Country Club. It's like a private members club where I'm going to put all the kind of rough, unfinished stuff, songs, uh, behind the scenes footage and stuff, things that you wouldn't see otherwise, but it would be a waste to just have them, on a hard drive somewhere.
Well, I did look at the announcement about the Patreon and with Cal's Country Club. Pretty ambitious for the amount of songs that you say you're going to be releasing. So obviously, like you said, you have lots that are stacked up there. And have you had a good response already? And do you find you're getting a good response just putting a lot of this out on social media?
Big time. I think I was quite nervous to do the social media thing because, if you put something up and it's like, "Here's this song I wrote, I'm being really vulnerable," and then no one likes it, you're like you kinda cringe at yourself, but, once I got over that hump and just thought, "You know what? I'm just gonna put it out, and if no one likes it, it's fine." Started putting things out, and people actually liked it, to my surprise. So, it's free marketing, and it's the best way to connect with people that wouldn't otherwise hear your stuff. The Cal's Country Club was almost more of like a, right, if you've seen me on social media and you wanna hear more and you wanna see the process of everything I'm doing and support me as an independent artist, for a small amount, for a group of individuals will really help me be able to sit down every day. What I do is I demo the songs that I've written, which means basically producing it to a decent standard, but not, I'm not a professional producer. So I'll put the demos up there. So it's like a fully produced song. I'll start off probably by posting on Cal's Country Club the songs that I've already written, but it kind of also gives you the incentive to make sure that you're writing at least one song a week. Usually I'll do more. Um, yeah, it's a great incentive for me, and I think it could be the ideal way for me to be able to make a living doing what I'm doing without having to depend on deals and splitting things and going by everyone else's calendar and schedule. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
Well, it has been a pleasure speaking with you today, and I know we're going to hear more from you and a lot of big things coming your way. If people are looking to find your music, I assume it's all on the traditional platforms, or what's the best way to find you and your music?
So I have, I think for to follow everything else that's going to come out in future, I think Instagram and TikTok and all those kind of Twitter, all those traditional social media places. If you want to hear stuff that I've got out already, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all that kind of stuff, all the
Well,
classics, and it's just Callum, Callumkerr,
well,
and
it
it's
is.
only the profiles with the blue tick. Got to be careful these days.
That's right. Yes, unfortunately, that's an issue, especially for artists as well. Callum, it has been awesome talking to you today. Thank you so much. And like I said, we wish you the best of luck, and hopefully, we'll chat with you soon again sometime and talk about the biggest hit songs that you have written.
I hope so. That sounds good, and thanks again for having me.